Good evening, Marquette, and welcome back to another year of sports broadcasting out of Studio 7 here at Johnston Hall. Tonight we are bringing back a show we haven't produced in a while. I'm Sean Owens.
And I'm Michael Cianciolo, and this is the Golden Eagles Sports Report.
Marquette's men's soccer has been absolutely rolling this season, starting out at an astonishing 7-0 before they met the DePaul Blue Demons at Valley Fields on Saturday.
Marquette's hot start this year has them ranked 10th in the nation, and they rode their momentum into their latest match with quite the commanding start to their first play of half of play. Marquette's Sebastian Jansen gets the assist here as he sets up Anthony Salvaggi for his first collegiate goal of his career, putting the Golden Eagles up 1-0. Just minutes later, DePaul would see one of their only goal-scoring opportunities of the night come up short as goalkeeper Charlie Lyons saves the Art Garza shot to hold Marquette's lead. Fast forward now to the 17th minute of the match. Marquette gets a corner kick and executes. John Pottis uses his head to finish off the corner for his first collegiate goal, giving the Golden Eagles a 2-0 lead. Marquette, now with a 3-0 lead over the Blue Demons, puts another one in the back of the net. This time, compliments of Sebastian Jansen's diving header off the Adam Lysick assist. 5-0 would prove to be the final in this one as Marquette improves to 8-0 on the year. Now we'll go to Shawnee Smith, who was at Valley Fields.
Men's soccer opened Big East Conference play with a bang against DePaul on Saturday at Valley Fields. It was all offense as the Golden Eagles scored 5 goals alone in the first half, extending their win streak to 8 consecutive games.
Our lads came out, they were very well prepared. The coaching staff did a good job of scouting them, and we did our homework, and they came out and serious business. I was really happy about the way that we approached this game, the lead up to this game, and then the performance in the first 45 minutes was very, very good. I was really impressed with them all.
Saturday's win was the first game since Marquette entered the nation's top 10 for the first time in history. However, the team continues to focus on their future games.
Kind of stay away from the rankings. We know who we are, we play the way we are, and the rankings are cool, yeah. They make us feel good, but I think that we all know who we are, and we're just going to continue to try to play our best.
I think it means a lot for the student body. It does mean a lot for our program. It does mean a lot for our program for all kinds of things, and you know, for recruiting, just for status. But for our players, they really are asked to just to enjoy it in the moment, and then tomorrow they'll have to recover and get prepared for Wednesday's game.
Marquette will look to continue their success as they host in-state rival Wisconsin on Wednesday at Valley Fields. Reporting from the Valley, Shawnee Smith, MUTV Sports.
By beating DePaul 5-0, the 10th-ranked Golden Eagles stayed unbeaten. Now, guys, they're entering the season with a lot of hype. Is this hype too soon?
You know what? I think that right now they're in a pretty good position the way that they're competing. They're undefeated right now. They won the Big East last year. They're a consensus top 10 team among most members of the media. So I think they're in a good position to make the NCAA tournament, which is something that they haven't done in a few years.
Sure. I mean, the DePaul game, big game for them. 5 different people scoring. I think that's the real important story for them. Who can't score for them? They have their center back scoring goals, center defensive mid Eric Pottis, and that's a great start to the Big East season for them.
Now, Soccer America's latest thing has them at number 7. Is this a culture of winning or just a current fad?
Yeah, it's their first game. They just came off their first game of the Big East. They're out there making a statement right away. They're showing that last year's championship wasn't a fluke, and I think Louis doing great with these guys. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say that they're the 7th best team in the country, but I think until they lose, you can't really say if they're overrated. They're 8-0. Not even a draw on their record. So, I mean, as long as they keep winning, I don't see how you can say they're overrated.
Now, the boys are riding an 8-game winning streak. Will it be done at 8, or do you think it has a chance of going over 10?
You know, they've got Wisconsin and then Providence on their schedule. Then it's UConn, and that's why I think they're going to have their toughest test. UConn's number 2 in the nation right now, and you know it's going to be a gold out at Valley Fields. It'd be great to get a win for all those fans, but you know I think it might stop at 10 after they could win against Wisconsin and Providence.
Yeah, I think they might struggle going on the road in Big East play for the first time, going to Providence. And I mean, Connecticut's obviously a tough out. They're ranked higher than them, than Marquette is. And it's a team that, you know, it's a good team. You can tell they're still steadily improving, but I think you just have to lose eventually. And I think the next couple games prove a little test for them.
All right, guys, back to you.
The Marquette women's soccer team continued their Big East season in New Jersey, defeating the Pirates of Seton Hall 4-0. Rachel Brown, Rachel Sloan, Katie Riegel, and Ashley Steimeler each tallied a goal. On Sunday, the women took on the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers University. Taylor Madigan and Megan Kelly scored for the Golden Eagles, who shut out Rutgers 2-0.
Freshman keeper Amanda Engel and senior midfielder Allie Miller earned weekly awards after their performances over the weekend. Engel received 3 awards, most notably the College Sports Madness's Big East Player of the Week, and Miller was named to the Big East Weekly Honor Roll.
I'm back here with Chris Chavez and Pat Leary, and controversial move coming from the coach this week as Amanda Engel was replaced by Sophie Shunk. Do you like the move?
Yeah, it was actually the other way around, and I think that it's a pretty good move because Engel is a great athlete, and you know, she did win Athlete of the Week on GoMarquette.com, I believe, and they're 4-0 ever since that move was made. You know, she hasn't allowed a goal yet, so I think it's proven to be a pretty good decision.
Yeah, well, Chris, I'd say both are untested. It's hard to pick one or the other at this point. But what I would say is that they missed the stability they had last season when they had Natalie Kula in the goal. She was not only one of the best goalkeepers in the country, but one of the best senior athletes in the country. She was nominated for the Low Senior Class Award. So I think that is the key for them right now is they need to find that stability. And if Shunk isn't the answer, switching to Engel and trying her out for a few games isn't probably a bad call.
Yeah, no, just one quick thing. Yeah, it's really early for anyone to be calling one of these 2 goalkeepers the next Natalie Kula. But, you know, I'm liking what I see from Engel right now.
Now, Marquette's 2-0 guys in Big East play. How do you think they'll fare the rest of the way?
They're actually looking pretty good. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they went undefeated. They looked great against Rutgers. They shut down Janelle Foligno, who has 9 goals in 11 games and won a bronze medal at the Summer Olympics with Team Canada. Rutgers came in hot and didn't end up doing anything. So this team is looking really well. I mean, they have so many different ways of scoring, from Taylor Madigan all the way through Megan Kelly. They're in a good position. I don't know how many more times I could say.
Yeah, I mean, what impressed me the most was what they did against Rutgers. Seton Hall, not that great of a team, but you go on the road to start off Big East play, with the exception, and they just really put it together well, especially against Rutgers. I mean, that's not an easy road game. They go out on the road, and I think they still have to be the favorites in the Big East.
Definitely.
Finally, big weekend ahead. We got Louisville at home. Who do you guys got?
You know, the key part of that was that you said it's at home, and that's one of the main reasons I've got Marquette winning. You know, Marquette hasn't lost since Notre Dame was here a year ago. 5 of their last 7 games are at home. They're going to end up winning most of those games, if not all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I have Marquette as well. I think Louisville is a tough team, 9-2-1, but I just think the momentum, and again, what I said, the impressive road wins will carry them through this weekend, and I think they get a win again against Louisville.
Yeah, not to mention they beat Louisville last year 1-0, so that history could repeat itself.
All right, time's up. Let's send it back to you guys.
Coming up on the Golden Eagles Sports Report, women's volleyball took to the court against Syracuse University this past Saturday in the Al McGuire Center.
They took down ranked opponents all throughout pre-conference. Could they start the Big East season out right? Stay tuned. The Marquette women's lacrosse team played the program's first ever game on Saturday in South Bend against Big East rival Notre Dame. No score was kept, although the team did score 2 goals.
The men's team also had their first scrimmage Friday, September 21st. No score was kept as well. The Marquette University men's tennis team wrapped up play at the 2012 Purdue Invitational with main draw action the weekend of September 21 through the 23rd. Marquette had 3 players in singles action. Dan Mamalat, Cameron Tarani, and James Stark all lost their individuals in the quarterfinals. On the doubles court, Mamalat and Pakowitz were forced to withdraw because of injury. The team will travel to Ball State this weekend for the Ball State Invitational.
The Marquette University men's golf team finished 11th out of 15 teams at the Wyndon Memorial Classic held at the Skokie Country Club. Senior Ryan Prickett recorded the team's best individual outing with a 3-round total of 227 on a par 71 course.
For the second week in a row, junior setter Elizabeth Culberstein has gained a Big East honor roll mention. Culberstein, who's steadily finding her niche in the Golden Eagle offense, transferred from the University of Kentucky. She sets up Lindsey Gosch and Danny Carlson, giving the Golden Eagles a powerhouse offense. To the Al McGuire Center we go, where Marquette took on Syracuse University in the Big East home opener. Coach Bon Szymanski and his team coming off a very strong non-conference schedule in the Al McGuire Center. The team getting ready for their match. And we take it in the first set where Rachel Steer picks off a serve from Syracuse. The ball finds her way over to Lindsey Gosch for the kill. Steer here again in the first set, serving over to Syracuse when Julie Chesarowski comes up with a huge pancake. Ball finds its way to Lindsey Gosch where she will have another kill. Elizabeth Culberstein in the second set, serving. Yeah, that's an ace. Too hot to handle for Syracuse. And then Holly Mertens comes up big with a block. Again, here on the defensive side, Julie Jezorowski, who's defensive specialist, picks that kill off for another dig. And again, she'll come over here, very good close-up of the lady in blue, who finds the ball and gets it to Lindsey Gosch, who sets it over the net, and Holly Mertens and Danny Carlson with another block. Syracuse with the serve, and Kat Meyer picks it off. And Elizabeth Culberstein actually comes up with a kill there. Marquette would win in straight sets, 25-19, 25-12, 25-20, improving to 1-0 in the Big East and 10-3 overall.
This year's senior outside hitters Danny Carlson and Holly Mertens have been sporting excellent seasons thus far for Marquette volleyball. Recently, our Mark Freund had a chance to catch up with them.
The Marquette volleyball team was leaning on 2 of the more important players in its program's recent history, Ashley Byer and Sierra Jones, to lead the team to its first ever NCAA tournament win. But now, with both Byer and Jones graduated, the Golden Eagles' fortunes will fall upon the shoulders, or rather, in the hands, of 2 new seniors and preseason All-Big East players, Holly Mertens and Danielle Carlson.
Holly and Danny both play different positions than our 2 seniors from last year, but they add that spark, that fire. They're terminal hitters. They can put the ball away, and when they do, they let their opponent know it. They're not quiet by any stretch. They have a lot of passion out on the court, and they're really a great, I think, leadership and role model group for our team.
Leadership is something that is always associated with seniors. And Carlson and Mertens are embracing the responsibility that comes with being the team's role models.
Yeah, I think leadership is a big thing that we are expected to bring to the team and what we want to bring to the team. There's experience that we have gotten with more court time as opposed to the freshmen or the sophomores or the juniors on the team, and so to bring kind of that wealth of knowledge is something that we want to do, and Coach is obviously expecting us to do that.
And so far, so good. The 2 seniors have helped lift the Golden Eagles to a 10-3 record so far this season, including a win in its first conference game over the weekend. But the girls think it is their relationship off the court that has helped them succeed as teammates and leaders on it.
We spend a lot of time together. We're great friends. I think our whole senior class is great really friends for that matter. But I know there are things that Holly can say to me on the court that kind of snap me out of maybe a little attitude that I'm having, or if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, she can kind of get me out of that groove, the bad groove. And also just like there's things that I can say to Holly where I know she's not going to take it in a way. We know we're working for a common goal, and that's because we have respect for each other, whether we're playing volleyball or not. So.
Yeah. We just know how to talk to each other now, being together for so long, and like we have the connection off the court, and it definitely comes on the court too.
And if that connection can continue to produce wins, you can be sure that the Golden Eagles will be excited about their chances in the Big East. From the campus of Marquette University, Mark Freund, MUTV Sports.
Back here with Pat Leary and Chris Chavez, I'm Dany Gallagher. And Pat, you're of course, the beat writer for the Marquette Tribune for women's volleyball. They got off to a fast start, 7-1, but they dropped 2, then they won the last 2. Do you think they're contenders or pretenders going forward?
Oh, I still have to say contenders. I mean, this team is so much stronger than the team they had last year, and the team they had last year set a new Marquette program high for winning a game in the NCAA tournament. The Big East is not very good. It's never been a very historically strong volleyball conference, and you know, if they can beat Louisville, who's the top-ranked team in the Big East, and Notre Dame, who actually beat Louisville last weekend in the 2 matches they play against each team, then I think they can certainly win the Big East and win the Big East tournament at home.
Yeah, Pat's the expert here with his work at the Trib. But, you know, just piggybacking off what he just said, you know, that Louisville game is going to be really big for them. They're contenders right now. They're starting to get recognition by members of the media and starting to get votes to eventually be ranked. You know, it's well-deserved by the Bond squad at this point.
And a real reason why they're in this position is because of Lindsey Gosh. I mean, you think her play is going to pick up the rest of the season?
You know what? Lindsey has been incredible. She did not play much last season, only featured a little bit because they had the 2 senior outside hitters, as Mark mentioned, Beyer and Jones. But now she's the focal point of the offense. She is the most dynamic player they have out there. Her serve is incredible. When it's on, it's sometimes inaccurate. She has the lowest accuracy on the team, but she also has the most aces to go along with the most errors. So if her serve is in, she is incredible. And, I mean, she's the team points leader so far this season. That's been the big reason why they've been successful, and she, along with Erin Lehman on the outside, have been majorly important for success and will be going forward.
It was a big question mark, I think, coming in, who was going to replace Beyer and Jones, and she just fit right into the hole that they left. You know, she's very entertaining out there because of the Gosh Nation. Yeah, that's
exactly
what it is out there. So, you know, it's a blast to be at these volleyball games, and I think she is a big part of what's, you know, driving the crowd right now. Pat's been there. Pat's on press row, just listening to it. So, I mean, it's really entertaining, and I couldn't help myself if I went through this without saying, oh, my gosh. So,
there you go.
Yeah, I had to.
Well, obviously they're having fun out there, but you can't overlook the leadership factor of the seniors. Mertens and Carlson, they're just absolutely just leading the team. Do you think that this is a factor in the amount of wins?
Oh, it's huge. Carlson, in particular, is sort of the rock of the team for them. I mean, she's a senior. She's their best middle hitter. She is a great blocker, and what she does consistently, she'll get her 8 to 10 kills every game, and it's up to the players around her to help her out and add the necessary contributions for them to get a win. Mertens struggled a little bit beginning of the season. Her hitting was very predictable, but lately she's really gotten it going. The turning point for her was the Milwaukee match. They were down. It was only the first set they lost all season, and they were in trouble, but Mertens really pulled them out. She had 9 kills in that second set of that match, and ever since then she's been sort of working very well with Koberstein, and she's been avoiding a lot of the opposing blocks, which has been her problem, just absolutely spiking into the block over and over again. So both of them, I mean, are huge for the confidence of the team, especially when they're both playing very consistently.
Definitely, and confidence was that main thing that I think Merton pointed out, and another little bit of self-promotion here for Pat's latest article with the Trib. Merton talked about the confidence and how she and Carlson are just, you know, the main focal point of it. You know, this is a very young team, so I think it's always great to have seniors to step it up. And Big East is rolling around, so it's even more important now.
Appreciate the plugs, Chris.
Oh, no problem.
Speaking of self-promotion, we're going to throw it to our main man, Sean Owens, who's been hanging out with Dwyane Wade. What's this?
Well, you know, Denny, Dwyane Wade was on campus already this school year, though the NBA has not started yet. Find out why next on the Golden Eagle Sports Report. On Tuesday, September 11th, NBA superstar and former Marquette baller Dwyane Wade returned to campus to debut his book, A Father First, How My Life Became Bigger Than Basketball.
Along with that was a book signing and a press conference. Mark Freund was at the Al.
It's been a while since Dwyane Wade has been back on Marquette's campus, but his visit this time around was to promote something much closer to his heart than basketball. Wade's new book, titled A Father First, How My Life Became Bigger Than Basketball, focuses on Wade's experiences as a father, and he returned to his alma mater Tuesday for a special signing of his narrative with one of the communities that has been most supportive of him.
I realized that, the platform that I had, I want to use it for something positive. And I felt that sharing my life experiences, sharing things that I've been through, the successes and the failures, that I can help, the young kids out that, when I talk to them, they might look at me and see Dwyane Wade now. It was just a sharing, everything that happened in my life in a sense, and it wasn't easy. But, I decided to do it because I feel like it's going to help someone else.
The book, released September 4th, includes several extremely personal accounts dating back to Wade's childhood and progressing through to his current life as a father of two. Wade acknowledged some of the highly publicized material in his book and some of the emotional challenges that he faced in the writing process.
I think this book is really me really telling the truth and being honest and talking about a lot of personal things, in a sense. So, I do talk about my mom's addiction. I do talk about my divorce. I do talk about my custody battle. I talk about moments and times during the process, what I was thinking, what I was going through. So I think you read it, you will read it and say, this is very honest. It was just kind of reliving everything over again. And, and kind of had to go through that, in a room with just me and my writer or, it's kind of emotional to do that, but I thought that it was good.
It is through the book that Dwyane shows his intention to be not only an NBA champion and all-star, but an all-star father as well.
One day when they get to go back and read a little bit about, their grandma, and they get to go back and read about, their dad and, aunties and the upbringing of me and how I got to this point. But also when they get to read about, my decision I had to make, in the process of getting divorced and going for custody. One thing I am with my kids, I'm very open, I'm very honest, when they have questions. But it's going to come a point in time where they're going to understand things a little differently, and they're going to want to find out on their own. So, I understood that, going into this process, and I don't hide anything. I would never hide anything from them. So any questions that they have for me, I give them my honest answer, give them my truth. After everything we've been through, for me it's comforting. And, it also shows me that I have a lot of work to continue to do, as they grow up into being young men, of being a role model to them and being a leader. So, my job is just starting.
From the Al McGuire Center, Mark Freund, MUTV Sports.
Back here with Pat Leary and Chris Chavez, I'm Deny Gallagher. So hot off a championship and a off-season where LeBron played for Team USA, but Dwyane Wade's proven that life is bigger than basketball. How will this new book affect his career?
I don't think it's going to have any effect on his career. I was there at the press conference. He really poured out the emotion that he had in writing the book. He talked about his mom's addiction and all that. I mean, it was really interesting. It was on 9/11, which is really interesting because he was here during 9/11. It was, 11 years later. He is really close to the Marquette community, and that thing is holding true even now. When he was signing books, people were talking about their memories with him. It was a lot of fun to see him back on campus. It's not going to affect his career. It's just going to prove he's a great father.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great to see Dwyane show a certain sense of his personal life.
All right. We're going to throw it back to the desk for the goodbye. So until next time, let's toss it over to Sean Owens.
Well, that will do it for our first episode of Golden Eagle Sports Report in 3 years.
For our analysts Pat Leary, Chris Chavez, and Deny Gallagher, and my co-anchor Sean Owens, I'm Michael Cianciolo. Good night, Marquette.